Hello YouTube, it's your girl Kwanai, and welcome to my channel Kwanai Covers, where Kwanai, cover various aspects of entertainment. And today is a very special video. Woo! Yes, you heard me right, not special. I'm changing it up, okay? We are doing a review/recap. Okay, I know it doesn't sound remarkable, but this marks the single start of a new journey on the channel. This is something I have never done before, and we're gonna see how well it's received and how much of you I can get to stay until the end. So please stay. So what we're going to be reviewing/recapping is Ramyun and Chill, which we just finished reacting to. And for those who are new to the series and have never seen any of my reactions, you can click the link somewhere above to see all of the reactions. But if you can't bother, don't worry, I got you, besties. I'm gonna do a recap for each episode. I'll try to make it as short as possible because I don't like long videos. Okay? Short intro. And just before we start, don't forget to like the video so more people can see it. Okay, so Ramyun and Chill is an international dating show where 5 Korean men and 5 non-Korean women come together for 4 days and 3 nights at the famous lakeside getaway where BTS In the Soup was filmed. Yes. BTS In the Soup. And I have already expressed how much I am an ARMY on the channel, and I have nothing to be ashamed about. BTS! Now that I got that out of my system, back to the show. These hopeful singles come together to get to know each other, get familiar, and with the tagline of the show, Ramyun and Chill, they hope to win a night in the Ramyun and Chill room as a couple where they can get more private time to connect and fornicate. Let us not act or pretend that Ramyun and Chill doesn't equal Netflix and chill, and Netflix and chill equals let's. We're all adults here, right? Let's not pretend that's not what that means. Okay, so some people may be on the show to get to know each other first before they fornicate. Some may need a couple of soju or wine before they fornicate. Some can fornicate right away, but what we're planning to see and what we came here for is fornication, right? I can't be the only one. Now, the show also has a star-studded panel of a lot of the YouTubers we all watch. Briss X Life, Megan Moon, Jin, and Hattie. And then we have our main MC from DKD TV, David, who pretty much guides the panel on questions and what they think of the episodes. So the panel pretty much reacts to the show and give their commentary, adding another dynamic to the show. Now that you have an overview of what Ramyun and Chill is about, let's get straight into the recap of each episode. Episode 1, First Impressions. And I'd like to call it First Impressions because it's pretty much that, First Impressions. This is where we meet all the cast members. Well, 9 of the 10 cast members, because they have to leave that little 1 extra for episode 2. So in this episode, we are introduced to the 5 non-Korean women. We have Bella, who is from Rwanda, South Africa. She's a 24-year-old. She's a queen. She's my favorite. She's a fun favorite in general, but yes, girl. Bella made the show worth watching, to be honest. We have Erica, who is half Italian, half Congolese, half insecure. Then we have Tiffany, who is a Chinese American. She has a stick up her ass. We have Sonia, who's an artsy type, gothic, does not like KJ. And lastly, for the girls, we have Sabrina, who is like the Matney of the group and the fashionista. On the men's side, we have KJ, who is a sneaky boy. We have Dan, the Korean American, who really reminded me when he was introducing himself in those glasses. He reminded me of RM from 2013. If you're in army, you know what I'm talking about. And then we have Chan, who is just a wholesome cutie pie, and Minjae, who's also another cutie pie that makes me laugh a lot because he's just so awkward, funny, Sonya's favorite, and that covers the guys. The panel brought up a good point, which is how is it that they're going to be able to build anything with any language barrier that might possibly be there? But luckily, the 4 Korean men that were there, 3 of them were actually really fluent in English, and the 4th one, who is Chan, he's not fluent in speaking it, but he looks like he really understands it well. As for the female, all of them seem to speak English. Sabrina and Erica may be the weakest in English, but they speak enough English to communicate with each other, and that was sufficient. Brice made a point that them not being able to speak English properly or Korean properly might add to the charm and mystery, and I kind of agree with that. And Jin and Hattie, who were on the panel, are married, and apparently they had a little language barrier in the beginning, and they had to use body language. If you're just there to ramen and chill, we don't need to talk. What do we need to talk about? You just need to tell me, do you want my leg up or down or to the side? Back to the show. Now, after the cast was introduced to each other, the producers, thank you, Danny, had the guys pick the girls by going behind them. This is where everyone can get an idea of who is attracted to who. So, lo and behold, the most popular one was Tiffany. To be honest, Tiffany is the most Korean looking one among all of them, so I was not particularly surprised. And that's also a topic of conversation that will come up later in later episodes about if they're picking a girl simply because she's closest to the beauty standards they're used to in Korea or not. Tiffany got 2 votes from KJ and Dan. Sonia and Sabrina regrettably got no votes. Bella got 1 vote from Minjae, and Erica got a vote from Chan. But Chan was saying that he voted for her because he felt she got the least amount of response after she introduced herself because she went first. That sounded like a sympathy vote for me, and if you're gonna give me a sympathy vote, it's best you don't pick me at all, okay? I didn't really like that about Chan. After that awkward situation, they all went to tour the house and settled into their rooms, and this is how the room setup was. The girls were in 2 separate buildings. Tiffany and Sabrina shared 1 room, Sonia and Bella shared another room, and Erica was in her own room, but they were on a different building. Then the guys were shipped out onto the boathouse, where apparently there's no bathroom. I would not want to be them. And I get motion sick anyway. After they all toured the place and settled into the room, they gathered and started chatting. And this is where KJ's confidence started to outshine the other guys. I mean, he was talking, he was cool, calm, collective. The girls were just eating it all up. Dan was pretty talkative, maybe a little bit too talkative. And then we had Chan and Minjae, who were there, but they weren't. They weren't doing much, to be honest. No, again, the messy producers, thank you, Anna, made the girls pick the guys they like at the same table. So all the guys did was just put their heads down, and the girl pointed to the guy they liked. And guess who got the most votes? The sneaky boy, KJ. Yes, so he got 3 votes. He got Bella's vote, Sabrina's vote, and Tiffany's vote. Sonia picked Minjae, which was not surprising because she introduced herself saying that she likes a funny guy. And Minjae has been the funniest, most awkward guy there. Erica picked Chan. It's probably because Chan picked her in the beginning, so she wanted to make a safe choice given that she knows he likes her based on his pick. So okay, let me pick him back. Once the choices were made, the next thing was for them to actually go on dates. So can you imagine, KJ had 3 girls with him going on a date. That was an awkward situation because that whole date felt like an interview. It was kind of uninteresting for me, and it was obvious from that point on that KJ had something going on with Tiffany because he kept looking her way, and even when they left the bench after the date, he stood close to her mostly. Following the other persons and their other dates, Chan and Erica's date was just really cute. The conversation was really limited, so much didn't happen on that date. I did not see any chemistry between those 2. The other date we saw was Sonia and Minjae, and they really had the best chemistry out of everyone. But personally, I thought Minjae didn't really like Sonia. He was just being courteous.
You done lost your damn mind.
After all the dates are wrapped up and it's night, they had their little talent show. Every single person apparently has some musical talent. I think they should just form a K-pop group or a band or something, because who can't rap, can write songs, can play the piano, plays the guitar. They all have some musical talent. It's crazy. And then Sonia, she really impressed me with her hula hoop fire dance, and she was just really sexy too. I was looking at her curves, that's all I saw really. Now, in the true sense of any reality TV show, they needed something to hold us to go on to the next episode, right? And I did tell you that they started off with 4 men, so what happened to the 5th guy? Lo and behold, the new guy. Episode 2, playing the field. Now in episode 2 is where a lot of things started developing. So we left off on the hot guy coming in, right? Hot guy is here. He introduced himself as Changak and a personal trainer. It is befitting based on his stature that he's doing personal training. But on top of that, he plays the piano. So he's a strong guy with gentle fingers. Sounds like a great combination to me.
Be sure to bring a towel so you don't get all wet.
Back to reality. After they introduced the new guy, they decided to play a particular game to see who's gonna win the night in the ramen and chill room. Now the game they chose is where the girls put their personal items that they would normally carry on them in a purse, like a lip gloss, a hand cream, on a table. And the guys are supposed to select an item, and whoever the owner of that item is who you are paired with to start the next game. So it's a preliminary game to the actual game. So after the couples were made, they had to do the pepper challenge. I've seen this in most Korean TV shows. This is a game where you put a long piece of candy in your mouth. It's like a stick, and you both have it in each other's mouth, and you're supposed to chew down on it as close as possible to get the shortest stick. The couple that has the shortest stick wins. But this is at risk of touching lips / kissing. These people really took the game too seriously. I wanted them to just eat each other's face off, but no, they were taking this too damn serious. So Chang Hak, which is the new guy, paired with Sonia, and their lips were really close. Like, I was like, okay, this is what we're here for. Then we had Tiffany with Chan. They were taking the game too seriously. Then we had Dan and Erica. Dan looked extremely happy. Erica did not want to be there. And then we had KJ and Bella, and I saw sparks flying. I felt chemistry right there, and KJ, like, he knew what he was doing. He was like tilting his head and all of that jazz. And then we also had Minjae and Sabrina, who were also taking it too serious. So I could say that the pairs weren't really good because no one seemed really happy to be paired with who they were paired with. After that pepper game where nothing really happened, I expected someone to just be like,
Oh, just shut up and kiss me.
You got it, sweetheart.
Nothing really happened after that pepper game, but Dan ended up being the winner of that game, and this is where he had the opportunity to pick someone to go into the ramen and chill room with him. If he asks the girl he did the game with and she refuses, he has the option of someone else. So he did ask Erica, and she said no. Sorry, that's just the start of the many L's that Dan takes throughout this show. So he went ahead and asked the other girls. Actually, not ask, he begged. He was like this, please. I felt secondhand embarrassment, and no one took up his offer. He won, but he lost. So that gave Bella and KJ the chance to go up into the room, which is the highlight of the show. So after Bella and KJ got the chance to go up to the room, we see them drinking wine. We see them chatting it up. We see them having a good time. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, KJ comes, turn off the camera, like,
I work cameras.
turns off the camera. And then for the rest of the night that they were in the room together, we could only view them through this big glass door / window. I don't know what that was. And we saw them kissing in 2 instances. We saw someone's silhouette. It looks like Bella's, and it was giving main character energy. So in my mind, they did it.
I hope no.
Anyway, so the morning comes, right? You would expect that Bella and KJ had such an intimate night, they would now become a couple or something forms. But no, the opposite happens. They start to get distant. They rarely even get any screen time the morning after. What we were on is Chang Hak giving us fan service, working out shirtless, and then Dan trying to get screen time.
Just seeing if you guys pay any attention to me.
And then the girls swarming to Chang Hak like moths to a flame. While Chang Hak is hot, the drawback about him was that his English was not so good. His English was very, very minimal. So he really couldn't communicate with most of the girls. And the only girl who spoke fluent Korean was Tiffany. So he gravitated towards Tiffany and felt more comfortable talking to Tiffany because apparently he's very introverted and shy. Regrettably, his addition to the show didn't do much because he barely communicated with anybody. He was so shy and introverted. He was just good eye candy, but outside of that, he was pretty boring to watch. So after they all gathered, chilling, talking, this is where Erica was like, I really like the new guy. I think he's really hot. But every time she's trying to get to know him, he doesn't seem so interested. She even at one point was telling Tiffany what was going on, and Tiffany was saying, oh, he's a little shy. You need to be a little bit more aggressive like Sonia. Sonia was up early doing some squats. She was trying. But the new guy was not biting. So moving on from Changak featuring the girls, we are brought to the living room where the producers asked them to pick someone they want to go on a date with. So there was no games. They just asked outright, hey, you want to go on a date with me? And Erica did not hesitate to take advantage of this. She asked Changak right away. So this is how the dates went. Changak and Erica, Sabrina and Chan, Tiffany and Dan, KJ and Bella, Sonia and Minji. They've truly so far been the most consistent, and we are in episode 2. A quick rundown of each date. Sonia and Minji, cute as always. Sabrina and Chan, surprisingly so similar in personality and sense of humor. They had good energy, but to me it was just a friend vibe. Same goes for Tiffany and Dan. Their date was pretty boring. They were talking about being polite or impolite in Korea and what it's like in Korea, working in Korea. Their date was pretty boring, to be honest. Bella and KJ were paired up, but I don't think they were really on a date or they wanted to be. They seemed so awkward. I'm just wondering what happened in that room. Erica and Changak's date was probably the most interesting for me because I was interested in seeing what Changak's personality is like, but he was also so very reserved and uninteresting as well. He just wasn't interested in Erica, regrettably. And this is where Erica's confidence starts to drop on the show. Now, in the true fashion of reality TV, they had a little game set out for them to get a chance to go into the ramen and chill room again for the second day. And in this game, they did the chicken fight. You know, that's the game where they put up one foot and they balance on one leg. They try to hit each other off balance so both legs touch the ground. So the last one standing would be the winner of the game. So pretty much, the guys started off. You would think Changak with those thick ass thighs would be the winner, right? Yes, you are correct. He was the winner, but not because of his holy thighs. He won because KJ betrayed Chan, and in betraying Chan, he lost himself. Honestly, KJ could have won that if he wasn't so sneaky. Once he won, he had the opportunity to then pick the girl he's interested in going to the ramen and chill room with. But who is he gonna pick? Episode 3, Rise and Fall. I call this Rise and Fall because this is where Tiffany starts to rise and Erica starts to fall. So following episode 2, Chang Hak was choosing which girl he wanted to take to the ramen and chill room. Guess who he picked? Tiffany! So after choosing Tiffany, she was going on about, oh, I didn't want to get picked.
Here, I made the cappuccino.
Even if she was not interested, that was a boost to her confidence, okay? So I don't know why she had to be capping so much. She capped so much throughout this show, she should have just walked around with a hat. Anyway, Erica, of course, felt a little bad about this because she liked him so much and he turned around and picked Tiffany after they just went on a date. So naturally, she wasn't feeling so confident. But she took it a little bit too personally because that's where her downward spiral started.
Oh, okay.
So after that selection of Tiffany, the girls had to compete in the hand pushing tournament, the names of these games, where they were pretty much facing each other and they had to push each other's hand like this. So they would be standing up straight. So if a foot slips back or to the side or moves at all, then you lose. Sabrina was running the game the entire time until she competed with Bella, and Bella actually ended up winning, and she had the opportunity to then pick a guy she wanted to ramen and chill with. And the messy producers again made a rule that she could not pick the same guy.
This is so hard.
So she ended up picking Chan. I don't know why she picked Chan. I like Chan. I think he's wholesome, but I wanted her to pick Minji or Dan. So after she picked Chan, we come to find out that there's two ramen and chill rooms. One is in the building and one is in a trailer. So in order to decide which room which couple goes to, the guys had to compete in the hand pushing tournament. And lo and behold, Chan won with skill, not power. He is so... Bella had first choice. She decided to go in the trailer because, you know, she didn't want to relive her night that she spent with KJ in that room. So
I understand that, totally.
moving on from the games, they made the cast, had a little chill time, swimming in the lake. I could swim in a lake right now. I am sweating. Here we see Tiffany talking to KJ and Dan Moore. Here Tiffany said she thinks Chang Hak chose her because she speaks Korean, right? And KJ said
50%.
if you're a guy or a girl and you're interested in someone and it's like a competition, you're gonna definitely plant that seed. And he planted that seed and that seed did grow. It grew. Once the recreational activity was wrapped up, we're back at the spot where they chill in the night, eat, and, you know, mingling with each other. And then KJ and Tiffany was left alone. This is where you see Chan going over in the corner, data, data. And Sabrina's like, I told you he likes her. They went to the ramen and chill room together eventually, Tiffany, and she was laughing. She was flirting. She was having fun, and I'm like, I've never seen Tiffany so lighthearted and letting loose. Like, I'm like, damn, she really likes Chang Hak. At least that's what you would think, right? Wait, honey. Just wait. Remember, Bella's also in the ramen and chill room and she got the trailer with Chan. Nothing happened. They just laughed, high-fived, laughed, high-fived, and then they left. So that
Well, let's just suck it up, guys. All we can try to do is have a positive attitude about it.
after they all encountered the room, they all came back to the house. They were partying it up a little, and this is where Erica was explaining to Dan that she thinks the guys were picking the most Korean-like girls and that the guys don't pick her because she's half black.
What the hell are you talking about?
Now, Erica was really going through a downward spiral, as I mentioned before, after she was rejected by the guys she's been attracted to so far. Most of what she was saying was really coming from a place of her ego being bruised, but she did bring up good points, which is the whole idea of, okay, they like someone who's more Korean-like than being outside of their race. The guys on the show are aware that they're on an international dating show, so they expect different looking people to come on the show. So if they came with that mindset, that would really be bad on their part. In general, Korean men do tend to go for a specific type. Most societies have a specific beauty standard that they go towards. And in the Korean beauty standard, they normally go for the pale, the slim, and or the white. The argument, however, that Erica came with that she's half black, it wasn't valid because Bella was there and Bella was full-on black. She's not half black, she was full-on black. And she was still popular because what? She had a lot of confidence and she was more positive. So in Erica's case, it's really on your outlook. You needed to change how you handled rejection. We could see that you're not used to it, and that's why you really went on so much about the situation. But in your situation, that is not the case. But in general, that is the case. That is my thoughts on that whole conversation there. And Dan was really being a cool guy about it. He even asked her, if I get the boat ride tomorrow, Erica, would you go on the boat with me? She basically said no, because she said, that's different. That's different doesn't mean yes, it means it won't count if you ask me after we had this conversation. As a girl, I understand what she's saying right there. So I get you, Erica, I get you. Fast forward, we're winding down to the end of the episode. We needed something to grab us to want to watch the next episode.
Now!
While everyone was leisurely leaving the party, we see Sonia sitting down watching Minjae. Minjae gets up, goes to the door, looks if anyone is looking or coming back. Then Sonia gets up and walks up to Minjae at the door, and the two started kissing.
Don Cheadle.
If you saw my reaction, you saw how many times I was shocked. Because they were under the radar the whole time. While everyone was having drama here and there, they were just developing their things slowly, and then this kiss just felt like it came out of nowhere. Kind of like how shorts became a thing on YouTube. I was hooked. I needed to see the next episode. And that's how we get to episode 4, The Calm Before the Storm. We start off episode 4 with that wonderful kiss that we got from Sonia and Minjae. Thank you very much for spicing up the end of that episode. These two were just under the radar, but the truth is, from the first date, they've been picking each other continuously. I was satisfied with that kiss, and I need to see more, okay? So episode 4 starts off with Tiffany and KJ just talking about piano, sunset, and then we went on to our next activity, which is a treasure hunt. So they gathered all the guys and the girls. They were supposed to go inside the house and search for 2 cards. Now, who finds the first card or who finds the card first gets to go on a motorboat. Who finds the card second gets to go on a canoe.
Stupid oars, stupid river.
So the game starts. They're all in the house searching for the cards. Again, Dan comes out winning. He found the card first, so he's gotten the motorboat. Then Tiffany, something interesting that happened with Tiffany. She found the card and she took it up, but then she was like, oh, I didn't want to find it.
I think that's cap.
If she did not want to find the card, she could have just stuck it right back under the book and walked away. So after they won, they had to choose who they wanted to go on the motorboat with for a date or who they wanted to go on the canoe with for a date. Dan came up with a great idea of having the people appeal for him. I don't know, maybe it's because he was scarred the last time, so he didn't want to choose someone and they just reject him outright. He'd rather they say why they want to go to at least get an idea that someone is interested. I think he really did it for self-preservation.
It's not for everybody to understand all the time, but as long as you're confident in that message and confident in what you want to present to the world, you're doing the best that you can do for you.
I cannot blame the man. So he goes around asking them each who wants to go on a motorboat. I don't know if I mentioned it, but in the previous episode, he had a little chat with Sabrina, and she said she wanted to go on a boat, and he was like, okay, you want to go on a boat together with me? Asked her for a high five, she ignored him. Sabrina, I don't know what her issue is either, because from the beginning episode, she said she liked Dan's personality, but every time there's an opportunity for her to pair up with Dan, she did not choose him. So I don't know what was the issue. But I've been shipping Sabrina with Chan after their date, because they have been so cute together, and I just wanted to see that development. So that's fine. He goes on to asking Erica. Erica says, I'm good.
俺の恋愛ハードモードにした覚えはねえぞ。
Another L for Dan. Bella says, I'm interested in getting to know you because that's my girl. She's open-minded, goes with the flow. She and Sonia are like just really cool, going with the flow, positive energy, positive vibe people. So that's the date, Bella and Dan, right? So now we have Tiffany who's supposed to select a guy, but she also asks for an appeal. To probably not make it obvious she's gonna pick KJ, although everyone knows she was gonna pick KJ. Let's just get to the point where she picks KJ, even though everyone appealed to go on the boat. The dates have begun, and finally we have Dan and Bella. From the beginning, I've been rooting for Dan and Bella to get a chance to go on a date, because I thought they could be good together. On the date, no sparks, no chemistry. I
should have never believed in you.
They were just like two good friends. I didn't see any chemistry. Maybe I'm blind and I need glasses. I do not see the chemistry between Bella and Dan, regrettably. Now we're on the date with Tiffany and KJ, and if I didn't mention it before, I'll mention it here. In episode 3, Chang Hak and Tiffany were in the Ramen and Chill room. They did nothing. And I thought they had a good time, but apparently not. The next day, she's with KJ canoeing, and I didn't see her interacting with Chang anymore. It's almost like whenever anyone goes in the Ramen and Chill room, it doesn't improve the relationship. It's like it's a curse. I don't get it. But Tiffany and KJ on the canoe talking about stuff. Let's fast forward back to Dan and Bella drinking wine, and then Dan asks Bella, what did you guys do in the Ramen and Chill room?
I can't get into details because it's super classified.
After Bella and KJ had that night in the Ramen and Chill room, they showed clips of other persons asking them, what did you guys do in the room? And their answers were, nothing, we just talked.
Lies.
Even Tiffany asked KJ, what did you guys do in the Ramen and Chill room? Because you know she likes KJ, right? He outright lied to her. We just talked. Now, if you're interested in someone, you should tell them the truth. It's not like kiss and tell. No, she obviously likes you on another level. At least that's how it seems. And she obviously was not just here to Ramen and Chill. Seemed like she wanted a boyfriend. So the least you could do is just be outright truthful to her. And if you didn't do anything wrong, if you think you kissing or hooking up with anyone wasn't wrong, then why don't you just tell the truth? You starting off the relationship with a lie is not a good sign that it's gonna get any better in the relationship. So he should have come clean to Tiffany from the get-go. And this turns out to be the main drama in episode 5. Final episode, episode 5. An end to the drama. Now, episode 5 picks up where episode 4 fell off. They all had a gathering in the night, and they were to write letters to each other expressing how they feel about the particular person that they have an interest in, but they do it anonymously, so they don't like say, hey Erica, this is how I feel about you. They just read how they feel about the person, and if the cap fits, you wear it. So if you assume it's you, you assume it's you, and if it's not, it's not. That way it encourages them to actually express themselves a little bit more. But the truth is, most of the letters were pretty generic. Only person who wrote something that was a little sweet was Bella, Dan, Chan. I really wish they were brave enough to express more of how they felt. But again, they're being recorded, they're on camera, and camera can make you nervous. They had a flashback showing that earlier in the day, Bella told Tiffany what happened in the Ramen and Chill room with her and KJ. She told her that they kissed. She told her that the next day he pretty much ghosted her. Bella was trying to tell her that he's a sneaky boy. And it seems Tiffany was breaking down her walls slowly and getting invested in him because she started crying. Only time someone gets to crying about a guy is when they're heavily invested in that guy or their ego is heavily bruised. They were spilling the tea on KJ, and from that, their interactions with each other became awkward. Now, in the true fashion of Ramen and Chill, we needed to end with a bang on the episode. The producers had the other cast members pick which couple they think deserved to be in the Ramen and Chill room, right? And Chan kept saying Tiffany and KJ because he didn't know that they had a whole dispute earlier in the day about what happened between KJ and Bella. He was so oblivious, but so cute, but so oblivious. They all pretty much picked Sonia and Minjae, which I agree, they have been the most consistent couple, and I've wanted them to be in the Ramen and Chill room because I believe they would make use of it, right? And then the other couple they picked, which was shocking to me, I mean, this was my ship. I was rooting for them. It was Sabrina and Chan. After more episodes, I realized they weren't developing romantically. I was giving up on that ship. So Chan and Sabrina ended up in the trailer, which is the second Ramen and Chill room, and Sonia and Minjae ended up in the main bedroom, which is the first Ramen and Chill room. And Sonia and Minjae did not disappoint. They were cuddling. They were kissing. I assume they did more than kiss, and they actually in the bathroom. They should have been in the room from the get-go, so I'm very happy they actually used the room for what it's meant for. As for Sabrina and Chan, it was just another friendly interaction, because here's what I saw. Chan seems to be a little soft and not very dominant. And in order to initiate anything, it seems as if the girl would have to be the one to initiate it. Based on how Sabrina's personality is, she wasn't gonna initiate it. If Chan had made a move on Sabrina, I think they would have at least made out and maybe second base. What I noticed when Sonia and Minjae were in the room, Sonia had to really push a little bit and make a little bit more of the first move before he could respond. Also, all the guys that are the ones that exude more dominance are KJ and Dan. So I can see why the girls were really attracted to KJ. I don't know why no one liked Dan.
Nobody knows.
Maybe he just talked too much. But Dan really came off as a cool guy to me, honestly. Sabrina and Chan were pushed in the room, but apparently Chan started showing signs of liking Erica again. I mean, the only time he went on a date with Erica was in the first episode, and after that, I barely saw them interacting. So I was shocked when the guys were talking amongst each other. When they mentioned Chan liking Erica, I'm like, huh? Okay. I didn't know who Erica even liked other than Changhak, so that was a little surprising for me in that episode. Wrapping up the series, we had the guys come out to get the girl that they want to leave the show with, and that would be the couples that are officially made out of the Ramen and Chill. Minjae came out first, and he went straight for his girl Sonia. Now that one was pretty obvious.
You love to see it.
They were the most wholesome couple of the show. Dan came out sighing like 5 different times. Only to go in the room and pick Sabrina out of the blue when the last person he went on a date with was Bella.
While I'm not shocked, I'm a little bit shocked.
So he picked Sabrina. She rejected him because she probably felt like, okay, you went on a date with Bella. Why would you pick me now? I guess Dan was following his heart, but regrettably it didn't work out in his favor. So he ended the show taking another L. Then we had Changak, and he went straight for Tiffany, and we knew that because she's the only person he showed direct interest in. Regrettably, she also rejected him. And while the panel was shocked about this, I could reason and see why she would have rejected Changak, because even though she was upset that KJ lied, she invested so much time in KJ already. I'm sure she's gonna wanna talk to him, let him explain himself to see if she can still salvage whatever is there. You can't just turn off your feelings immediately. So I really knew that Tiffany still liked KJ, even though he lied about what happened with Bella. I think they have potential to actually become an actual couple because they were taking it, at least Tiffany was taking it more seriously than everyone else. So after Changak got rejected by Tiffany, we had Chan who was gonna choose, and his choices were either gonna be Erica or Sabrina. You guys already know based on my reaction that I was really rooting for him and Sabrina, but he ultimately ended up picking Erica, which was like,
so.
What was your reasoning behind it? They're probably gonna be friends. I would be shocked if they become an actual couple. And then we ended it with KJ ultimately choosing Tiffany, and Tiffany ultimately saying yes.
Ooh, child.
The show ended with all of the singles walking out and all of the couples walking out. Nice camera angle panning the exit of each cast member, and the panel wrapping it up saying what they thought about the show. That's the end of episode 5 and the end of Ramen and Chill. Okay, now that we have recapped each episode, oh my gosh, my mouth is tired. This is harder harder than it looks. What I really appreciated about Ramyun and Chill is that it wasn't too scripted. I don't know if there was any scripts or any directions from the producers, but most of it really felt organic. And that's why there were moments where it felt a little bit boring, because in real life, sometimes, most times, things are boring. There's not always excitement. So it's understandable in those moments where it starts to feel a little bit too real, and sometimes being realistic can be a little bit boring, and that's fine. I enjoy the organicness of the show and the contestants themselves. I also appreciate that they really try to outsource girls from different places. They had a black girl, a white girl, a multiracial girl, a Chinese girl, a Malaysian girl. Another thing is that the show gave us a look of what interactions with different culture and races would be like. Pretty much it wasn't anything major. It just shows that we're all people regardless of our complexion. We have some cultural differences in how we traditionally do certain things and what kind of etiquette and morals we follow, but the basics are pretty much the same. And when it comes to attraction, it's all pretty much a primal thing that it's either you're attracted to the person or you're not. Though some of it can be influenced by social media, the media that you grew up on, and some beauty standards. If you're a very open-minded person, those things don't affect you too much. I would like to say that the guys on the show did seem very open-minded to other races and cultures and people. Dating someone and Ramyun and chilling with someone is one thing, but how many are willing to marry outside of their race and spending the rest of their life with that person? Because then they have to incorporate their family's opinion, their friends' opinion. And what I do know of Koreans, they're conservative and they really do care about what others think.
And the truth shall set you free.
I think this was a really good job, given that this was their first time. I wish they had the budget to spend longer days, more episodes, and a little bit more activities with what they had to work with. I really think they did a pretty good job. I was entertained for most of it. And if I should compare it to some other dating shows, this was really good. The editing was balanced, the music was entertaining, they picked songs that made me, even when there's nothing happening, I could at least jam to the music. They took some aesthetic shots. They picked a good set of people with dynamic personalities. So if you're into the type like Tiffany or the type like Bella, you have a mixture of every little thing there. I think it was a good watch, and if you're really into Korean dating shows, you should check it out. You can check out my reactions, which will be linked above, and I can't wait for season 2. So let's support the video on DKD TV by liking and commenting so we can get it viral. Thank you guys so much for watching my first review / recap video. Now if you enjoyed this video and you want more videos like this, let me know, because I do plan to do some review recap on Singles Inferno. We need something else to keep us entertained, and I'm ready to give that. So thank you again for watching your girl Konai. Bye!
Please like and subscribe.